Baylen Out Loud's Sammy offered backhanded compliments for engagement. When a family member gets engaged or is about to get engaged, usually the family is supportive. However, I didn't find Baylen's family, specifically her sister, to offer genuine support. First, Sammy interrogated Colin, asking him if he'd leave Baylen if their relationship got too tough. While I thought Sammy came on a little strong, I also thought her line of questioning was reasonable after he abandoned Baylen on her birthday. However, I found some of the other comments she made along the way were unnecessary, rude, and occasionally condescending. After interrogating Colin, Sammy commented to her family that their engagement was more likely for Baylen to follow her boyfriend on future deployments. She also made a comment about how gaudy the ring was and how it resembled Baylen's persona perfectly. These sorts of comments, paired with her smirks, giggles, and the occasional snarky look, often make me wonder what's going through her mind. Siblings have their own way of communicating, but I think Sammy might be harboring resentment or maybe has more going on behind the scenes that was not addressed on the show. Baylen Out Loud's sister seems to think she knows best. Another concern I've noticed is how Sammy often seems to think she knows what's best or better for both her family and Baylen. Sammy seems to be the center of most family meetings and asks all the important questions while also giving her honest but snarky opinions. Her attitude is even more interesting because Sammy is the younger sister, yet she seems to act like the older sister. Sammy attempts to be supportive, especially in confessionals, but her attitude often changes from scene to scene. Interestingly, it also seems like Sammy may struggle to put herself in Baylen's shoes. She's overly critical of Baylen's independence but desires her own. Currently, she's going away to college and living with her boyfriend. In the future, she hopes to have some land, a house, and children. Yet, Sammy thinks Baylen isn't ready to officially navigate the real world. I also thought Sammy's attempt to dictate Colin and Baylen's engagement length and how they might plan to live their married life was ridiculous. She claims to provide tough love and be a forward person, but in some cases, Sammy may take it too far. Overall, while I may not fully support Sammy's forward and brash attitude, I can recognize that they are the only two sisters of the Dupree family. I also recognize that while Baylen is still older, they are close in age, and Sammy has seen her sister at her worst. So Sammy could be taking on the protective sister role, and maybe I'm not giving her enough credit based on her few on-screen appearances. However, while I see the love between the two and think Sammy isn't always acting with malicious intent, I think she could benefit from more self-awareness. Her comments, while occasionally funny and probably meant to be playful, can still be harmful. Since Baylen's main goal is to gain more confidence and skills to be able to live alone, unnecessary and rude comments from her sister could likely hinder the Baylen Out Loud star's progress, no matter how they are intended. What does Baylen Out Loud star Baylen Dupree's dad do for a living? Alan Dupree's job explained. Baylen Out Loud star Alan Dupree works hard to support his wife, Julie Dupree, and their 6 children. In Touch takes a closer look at what he does for a living, while always being a supportive dad for Baylen Dupree as she lives with Tourette syndrome. According to his TLC biography, Alan works for the federal government while living with his family in Ranson, West Virginia. The town is a 90-minute drive from Washington, D.C. Baylen Out Loud's Alan Dupree supports his family. Alan has been married to wife Julie since 2001. She's a stay-at-home mom to their 6 children, whom the couple raised the small town of just over 5,000 residents. The couple are parents to 4 sons, Burke, Sten, Vic, and Beckner. They have 2 daughters, Baylen and Sammy. As of February 2025, 4 of the couple's 6 children still live at home. Their eldest child, Burke, moved back home with his family after finishing college. Now he's on his job-hunting adventure, Alan said of his son during an episode of Baylen Out Loud. Baylen had lived at home under the watchful eye of her parents after she was officially diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. A neurological disorder causes her to have uncontrollable tics, ranging from the odd sounds and inappropriate outbursts, shortly before turning 18. But she has since moved out of the house after getting engaged to fiancé Colin Dooley, which was featured on Season 1 of Baylen Out Loud. The couple toured a Washington, D.C. apartment that they later moved into after getting engaged on the show.